been 2 years since Laura Rideout and her 2 sons were convicted in the murder of Craig Rideout. Prosecutors say they killed Rideout, cleaned up the crime scene in Penfield, then disposed his body in Yates County. Tonight, Laura Rideout is blaming her sons for the murder as she argues for her freedom. Kayla Green was there for the court hearing today.
Maureen, Rideout's attorney says his client didn't get a fair trial because she was tried with her 2 sons. He told the judges that Rideout's sons tried to pin everything on her, and he says she should have been tried separately. Both sides agree there was finger pointing during the trial, but was it enough to influence the jury?
I think the finger pointing was 98% at Laura. She should have had a separate trial, and that the fact that she didn't allowed the lawyers for her sons to essentially attack her throughout the trial.
It's very clear that at the trial, everyone's defense was that they were not involved in this homicide. And to the extent that there was any claim of finger pointing or anything of that nature, there was nothing that rose to the level that it would make the trial unfair for any of the defendants.
Rideout and her son Colin were convicted of killing Craig Rideout in the basement of his house. Her other son, Alex, was convicted of tampering with evidence. The medical examiner says the cause of death was strangulation and blunt force trauma. His body was found on the side of a road in Yates County, his face disfigured from acid. Rideout's attorney says he wants a new trial and for this case to be dismissed due to a lack of evidence.
And we have fully admitted that Laura was involved in the cleanup after the murder. There's no doubt about it. And maybe that was the morally wrong choice to make. Right? But it was a choice that a mother made. She could have called the authorities, I suppose, and tried to turn in her children. She didn't. But that doesn't make her a murderer.
It was one of the most heinous crimes that our community has seen, and as we discussed in our brief, while the cleanup was slipshod, the homicide was not. It was a very brutal murder that took a member of our community out of our community.
In a worst-case scenario, Rideout's attorney says he at least wants her sentence reduced to 15 years to life. He says this isn't for Rideout herself, but so she has a chance to see her kids again outside of prison. Maureen?
All right, Kayla, thank you. Colin Rideout is serving 27 years to life in prison. Alex Rideout, convicted of tampering with evidence, is serving 2 to 8 years and is up for parole next year. The court should have a decision on Laura Rideout's appeal within 30 days.